Hi guys, thanks for joining me on Dalisa Sports Show. Arsenal 2 by Leverkusen nil, and it was a great performance. In my opinion, I had a great time watching that game. At first, to be honest, I was a bit stressed. I can't lie. I was just like, score a goal early because I cannot be dealing with the stress that comes with a 1-0 win. But we looked super comfortable throughout that match. Super comfortable. A great goal from Eberechi Eze. And another decent goal from Declan Rice, who everyone I think agrees was probably man of the match tonight. Let's have a quick look at the lineup and how everyone did. I did get some names wrong about who was going to start and what was going to happen. And then we're also going to look at how Manchester City did. And Chelsea, oh my goodness, let's see. You know, at the moment, it looks like Arsenal are going to be going through. Well, we have gone through to the quarterfinals, but the English teams, yeah, life is a bit hard for them. So let's have a look at the lineup. David Raya, oh my goodness me, what an absolutely fantastic performance. Very easy to do, to be fair, when you've got a great defense like we had. They were allowing very little pass towards Raya. Kofane had a fantastic shot on target late in the game, and Raya's save was sublime, absolutely fantastic. But to be fair, he didn't have too much to face because a lot was being stopped by our defensive players. Ben White, I thought, did really good today as well. I could see some of the 1-2s he was doing with Bukayo Saka, and there was even a chance early before we scored our first goal where I thought he literally could have helped bundle in a goal, but anyway, whatever, something happened. William Saliba and Big Gabby, smooth. This pairing, man. I am so devastated that Big Gabby is going to the Brazil squad. Remember, was it earlier in the season or last season? Last season, he went to the Brazil squad and was out for months afterwards when they played the game against Senegal, actually, in a friendly, and he was injured for such a long time. I know he's got too much integrity to pull out, but literally he should just like do 20 minutes and come back and sit on the bench. Hincapié, I thought, worked extremely hard on that left wing. I understand why Calafiori did play. You know, we've got a final on Sunday. We seem to be playing all the time, but we have got a final on Sunday against Manchester City. So we need to be clever with these decisions. Calafiori, I think, will do really well in that game against Manchester City. They've got some crazy fast fullbacks. I think McGahey doesn't get to play because he's cup-tied, but Semenyo should play, and he was rested for most of the game today against Real Madrid. But I thought Hincapié did really well. Midfield, Zubimendi, Rice. Me and Zubimendi are not besties at the best of times, but I saw him make some positive passes, 2 positive passes in the game, a lot more sideways passes, but honestly, he is just not a very progressive player in terms of attacking wise. He's very conscious, he's security first kind of guy, isn't he? And Declan Rice was sublime. He was sublime. Absolutely. I don't even want to say too much. He was absolutely sensational. Leandro Trossard, for me, did not do great today, but it's the first game back for ages. He had a few opportunities. He had, I think, a two goal line saves and a 3 off-target shots. You know, he tried to go and do one of those Eze goals and it was wide. But this is not because he played badly, but I think he just wasn't clinical. Yes, clinical is what I was looking for, but he worked very hard, worked for the team as usual. He came off for Martinelli, who, to be fair, I don't think did much that I noticed. Bukayo Saka, before our goal, in fact, even after our goal, when we were in the second half, I was like, this obsession with Saka is going to be the end of Mikel. We are getting really good, we're not losing with him playing, but in terms of adding stuff, he had some good opportunities. The keeper, think, saved 2 or 3 of his shots as well. He had some good deliveries of corners, but 100% in terms of threat, we basically are not exciting when he's playing. It is very steady, very stable. And yeah, we'll probably win something because of it. You know what? Mikel is very happy when we are neutral. We are just moving the ball. As long as the ball is moving away from our goal, we score 1 and we move on. He is happy with it. I am not happy with it. I'd rather win 3-0 so that, my BP, I'm 40 something, I'm old. I need my BP to be stable at further. And I'm so hopeful about this season. Eberechi Eze, you guys, didn't I tell you that you should stop watching highlights? The way you watch football, unless something happens, I've already started hearing, oh, Eberechi is one of Eberechi's best games, blah, blah, blah. Nonsense. He has been playing like this throughout. He just hasn't been having those shots open up. Even in this game, he had 3 similar shots. Before he scored that goal, he had another chance that was saved, another chance that hit a defender in like a group of people. He has been playing like this all the time. It's just because you watch highlights and then you come and pretend you know what you're talking about. You are lying. Someone told me today, one of my very good friends, hopefully you'll watch this, he said that highlights have spoiled the watching of football, something similar, basically spoiling the perception of the game. Because if you don't see a move on a highlight, you think it didn't happen, you're not assessing Eberechi Eze correctly. The last how many games we have played with him in, we have won all those games. Maybe we drew one, maybe, but all of them we have got positive results. So he should stay where he is and play that position. He is keeping us where we need to be. We are doing well. Victor Gyökeres, I thought, worked very hard today and was very effective as well. Did you see some of those runs he was making? He was taking shots. He had about 3 opportunities, which they weren't converted. But like I'm saying, it's not always about putting the ball in the back of the net. The threat, the accumulation, you're putting stress on those defenders, on that keeper. By the time Eze and Rice come back with a shot, basically, it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. It's not like playing the lottery, but numbers game. The more you try something is bound to break. And we did it. We did it with that. And it was absolutely fantastic to see the team win. Bayer Leverkusen, a team that is up. They are lovely, aren't they? Very respectful. The admin on their TikTok, on their Twitter. Hilarious guy. He's trying all sorts, the limitations, and it was all in good humor. I loved it. I enjoyed it. But this is what I predicted. I wanted a nice 2-0 clean Arsenal victory. And it was actually almost very predictable. I predicted 2-0 because of the way Arsenal plays. Guys, we play in phases. Unfortunately, I wish it was more fluid. I wanted 2 goals in the first half and the third, but basically score 1, sit back, absorb, look for opportunities, get a second goal, and then shut it down. Even at 1-0, we didn't look like we were going to concede for a long time because of those barriers we put in place, the way we are coached. Basically, we were absolutely fantastic, and that was a fantastic 2-0 win, just what we needed at home. And in the other game, who would have thought Bodo Glimt would lose? In fact, losing is not even bad. I think I predicted a 2-1 Sporting victory and the Bodo Glimt going through. But a 3-0, basically, normal time 3-0, then 2 more goals in added on time. I didn't expect that at all. But when I was watching Sporting play, they were relentless through the match. In the first 30 minutes, Bodo Glimt looked, in fact, I was even saying, you know what, the way Bodo Glimt are defending and going after this game, they remind me a lot of the way Arsenal defenders play, with that commitment, that belief. But Sporting persevered, and once they started scoring, that guy up front for Sporting, what's his name? Luis Suarez. Hey, guys, that guy is incredible. He's incredible. You have to make sure he doesn't get anywhere near the ball, anywhere near the goal, because he's going to score it. He was lethal tonight. And there were a lot of other players in that Sporting side who put in a shift today, and they were basically absolutely fantastic. And to be fair, I'm very happy not to hear about Bodo Glimt again this season, because they were giving me these vibes, dangerous vibes. There are some teams, the more they go, the more this sort of narrative goes along with them, and they start believing too much. So this was good. It was good to see them lose. It means that Arsenal are going to be playing Sporting again in the next round. Let's see. Matches. Yeah, on the 7th of April, Arsenal will be going to Lisbon. where we'll be playing these guys pretty soon. Oh yeah, I wanted to see head to head. Let's see our last result because we played them recently. 2024 Champions League, we beat them 5-1, and then in Europa League in 2022-2023, both of the games were 2-2 draws, but that was when we were going through those tough times. Not anymore. But yeah, I've got a feeling that we should be able to do the job of a Sporting Lisbon, but I hopefully without too much stress on my heart. But yeah, that is our next Champions League tie. The other games that happened tonight, guys, Real Madrid. I went for a Real Madrid draw on my bet, and the last second Vini Jr. goal cost me a lot of money. A lot of money. I would have been rich right now. I would have been super rich, except Vini Jr. shafted me. But yeah, so Vini got 2 goals today, beating Manchester City 2-1. Bernardo Silva got sent off. They got a penalty, Real Madrid. And it was a straight red card. In fact, there should have been another red card and a penalty on Mbappe later on in the game. It didn't happen. But yeah, Erling Haaland scored for Manchester City. And so Real Madrid go through 5-1 on aggregate. And then the other match was Chelsea, who played PSG. PSG, Kvaratskhelia and Bakola and Mayulu scored the 3 goals. It was a 3-0 win at Stamford Bridge. Aggregate 8-2. It was a disaster for Chelsea, wasn't it? Let's be honest. Really too much to ask for them with their new manager, Liam Rosinia, who I was trying to give a lot of credit to, but I think he is one of those guys. He needs to talk less and just pretend, But yeah, they look like they're really struggling. Anyway, Chelsea out of the cup as well. Meaning that Real Madrid, let's see, it's going to be either Atalanta or Bayern Munich. Well, it's going to be Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. It's going to be Real Madrid or Bayern Munich. And then tomorrow, Wednesday, we have got Barcelona and Newcastle United, an early kickoff, which is good for me. Ooh, that would be nice. Meaning that I can watch Bayern. No, I won't bother with Bayern. I'll watch Liverpool and Tottenham later in the game. But I've got a feeling Barcelona will go through. Newcastle will try everything, but they might. Barcelona are not to be played with the fluid. And then Bayern Munich will go through. Liverpool Galatasaray is going to be the most exciting of these games because it's the only game where we've got a narrow, 1 or 2 games where there's a narrow margin. And I think Liverpool are going to do it. I think they'll go through somehow. Although they've got their own troubles, I've got a feeling it's possible they're going to go through. Tottenham are definitely out of it. Atletico will not allow them to come back into the match, even when they're playing at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So those are the games that are happening tomorrow. But Arsenal, we already know who we are facing is Sporting. And then Real Madrid will be playing Bayern. And then who will Liverpool be playing if they go through? Let them go through, because at the end of the day, Galatasaray will try and get a draw. All they need is a draw, Galatasaray, and they're through. But yeah, so those are the games that happened today in the Champions League and the games that are going to happen tomorrow. But otherwise, guys, that is what happened. Arsenal with a great win in Europe. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be talking to you very soon. Bye-bye.